everyone, my name is Brianne Moon and I was a spring intern at the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo. The areas I interned in was the Rocky Mountain Wild and Asian Highlands. To start off, let's take a look at a brief overview of what the day often looked like in the two areas. So at 8 a.m., right when we got to the zoo, we would shift our grizzly bears and our Pallas cats into their main yards. Right after that, at 8:30, we would have our team meeting to talk about the day and the plans and any demos or shows we had that day. And then around 9, we would all split off between Asian Highlands and the Rocky Mountain Wild when we would do diet preps and our medications for the morning. Afterwards, at 10, we would clean yards and dens that were required for that day. Around 11 o'clock is when we would have time to start our enrichment before lunch, which is usually at 12. And right after lunch, we would feed our otters. Right after feeding our otters and having lunch at 2:30, we would have our grizz demos. And then right after that at 3, we would finish off any enrichment we had for the day to make. At 4:30, we would start shifting any animals in that needed to be in for the night, evening medications, and closing the rest of our areas. So now that you know what the day generally looks like, the overall goals for the entire zoo to achieve is to connect people to wildlife and wild places in order to inspire action and change. Whenever we see or hear something, we should be able to do something about it. For example, if we hear any misinformation, we should take the time to teach the proper information. Us interns also had goals outside of the zoo's main mission. For example, we had to aid in cleaning, create and place enrichment, learn about different taxa, engage with guests, prepare diets, form bonds with the animals in our areas, and learn what it means to be a keeper. This is just a brief overview of the many things I achieved during my time at the zoo. GGIs, demos, and defining moments are one of the biggest ways for the zoo to achieve its mission of inspiring action in people. Not only do these help in achieving the zoo's mission, they also help me achieve my goals. Here you can see me feeding Kajika, one of 3 Canada lynx we care for in Rocky Mountain Wild. This is just one of many defining moments that I personally had. Defining moments are moments that people and guests have in the zoo with the animals. GGIs stand for Getting Guests Involved and are used as a way to create defining moments for everyone. These moments are simple things like feeding animals and create lasting memories for everyone. With each experience, there is an opportunity to learn and grow as an individual. Demos are training sessions open for any guest to see during select times throughout the zoo with different species. They allow to tie conservation in their training sessions and captivate guests. Through demos in Rocky Mountain Wild, we always try to tie a message of conservation and safety with wild animals into our chats. It is with these demos that I learned how to tie everyday interactions with guests into a message of conservation. As seen at demos, training is a very important aspect to a keeper's day and was one of many goals for me to learn about during my internship. Training is a gateway to good health for the animals. Because I was able to learn about the inner workings of training, it aided in conversations with guests, allowing me to turn it into a learning aspect for everyone and not just myself. In this video, Anna Deer is one of 2 Amur leopards in Asian Highlands. Amanda is asking for specific behaviors. The behaviors she asks for are what are called husbandry behaviors. Behaviors taught to animals to aid keepers in making sure animals are happy and healthy. The following steps to training are shaping, reinforcement, cue, bridge, and reinforcement again. With shaping, observed behaviors are rewarded with food to encourage animals to keep doing a specific behavior. Once shaping has occurred, cues are introduced and can be verbal, nonverbal, or both, and are used to let an animal know when a specific behavior is being asked for. Bridges are similar to cues, only they indicate the behavior wanted was done and now a reward is coming. In the case of Rocky Mountain Highlands, the word good is the bridge, telling the animal they shall receive food as their reinforcement. Here is an example of shaping in the Big Backyard. Having recently added some new rats to the zoo, the team of Big Backyard found they were very shy. The behavior they are trying to shape in this clip is of the rats simply coming out of their carrier and into their plastic bin that they love so much, to try and help them warm up to coming out into the open and being curious of their surroundings. In this clip, Anya, who is our other Amur leopard in Asian Highlands, is going through training for a blood draw. In this case of training, her calmness is being rewarded. And to prevent any moments of potentially scaring her, Amanda and Basha vocalize when they are going to touch Anya's tail and when she will be poked with an imaginary needle. Taking the training home, I have learned how training works with positive reinforcement, including the words to go with each step in the process. At home, I often use nonverbal cues with verbal bridges. When lifting food or treats above the heads of my two dogs, that is the cue given to them to sit. Once they sit, I tell them, "Good," as the bridge and proceed to reward them with their food or treats. Enrichment is another important aspect to an animal's well-being. Every day, animals receive fresh enrichment to engage them in natural behaviors. Enrichment is designed around each individual animal in the areas. Every day has to be something new and exciting for them, as well as encouraging further natural behaviors. When designing enrichment, we have to think about what specific behaviors we want to see in an animal, and these can be influenced by species, personality, and even season. Enrichment is something I definitely picked up from my internship and brought home. Having two working breeds for pets, I learned that a simple walk every day was not enough for them. I ended up getting them each different puzzle feeders that fit their personalities and breeds. For example, in the clip, Luna has a puzzle feeder she can utilize her teeth and mouth to open spots for treats. As per her personality, she prefers to use her teeth to solve problems and play with toys. However, Harper has puzzle feeders that require her to use her nose to move pieces and find her treats, as her breed and personality falls along the lines of stopping and smelling the roses. While I had an amazing time with my team at Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, my internship, of course, came to an end. But what now? Through my internship, I have learned that there are many sanctuaries across the globe who require help with the very things I learned about during my term. Cheyenne Mountain Zoo left an impression on me, and now I can't help but want to get involved in the active fight of conservation. This summer, right after the end of my term, I will be fighting fires on the front lines in Colorado to help preserve the natural landscape. Next summer, I plan to apply to the Bornean Sun Bear Conservation Center in Malaysia, in hopes that I can help preserve one of my all-time favorite species. And I will see where life takes me after that. Thank you all for everything, and thanks for watching.